welcome to another day of V.E.D.A. So today we're going to be talking about therapy and a whole bunch of topics within therapy, such as who can benefit, where do I find therapy, what happens in the first appointments. So who can benefit from therapy? Well, everyone can benefit from therapy. Everybody in the world needs therapy. There's nothing wrong with seeking out therapy and seeking help from another source. When do you need to seek help? So when you're having trouble finding motivation or getting out of bed in the morning and you're just sluggish and you're just thinking, why do I have to wake up? There's no point in me getting out of bed. There's nothing for me to do. I think that it's a good indicator that you should start looking for a therapist. You've suffered some kind of trauma and you just can't stop thinking about it. It's constantly there in the back of your mind and it's affecting how you think, it's affecting how you act, it's affecting how you sleep. Self-harming habits. This one is a huge indicator that you need some kind of outside help. Please go find the outside help if you are self-harming, or if you know somebody that is self-harming, please help them get the help that they do need. Suicidal thoughts / ideations. If you're using substance to cope, so if you're drinking lots of alcohol, if you're using food to cope, so you're anorexic or you're bulimic or even binge eating, if you're feeling disconnected from activities that you once enjoyed, friends have told you that they're concerned, you want to love and accept yourself, you want to be a fantastic parent, so you can't get out of those behaviors that you learned from your parents when you were a child and you want to fix those or correct those. You want to understand your purpose in life. You want 1 hour a week just for yourself. This is actually totally understandable. It can offer you a way to just sit in the silence with somebody. And also, you want to learn how to forgive. So where do you get help? There are many resources, but a lot of times people don't know where to go. You can go to your local hospital. You can just go walk right in, talk to the receptionist. They should be able to guide you to some therapists within the community, or even in the hospital if that's a possibility. Talk to your local GP. If you think that you're feeling depressed for any of the reasons I mentioned previously, tell them what's going on, be open and honest with them, ask them if they know of any therapists. You can also call a large clinic. You can ask your friends and family, but if you don't feel comfortable asking your friends and family, then that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I would also like to just point out that there's also nothing wrong with going to therapy, and the stigma around therapy really needs to end, because I think once the stigma of therapy ends, more people will receive treatment, and therefore everyone is in a better, happier place, and then the world is just a better place to be. I know in Canada, you can go to the CMHA website, which stands for Canadian Mental Health Association. They have lots of resources on there. If you know where your local CMHA building is, feel free to just walk in, talk to the receptionist. They should be able to guide you to some further services. So now that you found a therapist, what do you expect for your first session? It can be very frightening, especially if you've never been in therapy before. So you ask questions. You ask, how long has the therapist been in practice? What are their fees? What are their payment plans? How do they accept payments? You can ask them what they specialize in, because a lot of counselors and therapists will specialize in certain mental health fields. You can ask about policies and whether they've been in therapy themselves. I find that a therapist is really beneficial when they've also been in therapy, because then that means that they have taken control of their own life and that they have also sorted out their issues so that they can help you better. So if you ask them questions about themselves and they end up getting defensive, go somewhere else. That just means that they have some unresolved issues, and if they have unresolved issues, the likelihood of them being able to help you is slim to none. Paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork. I think every counselor and therapist is different with their paperwork, but there are some very big similarities. So they will get you to sign a confidentiality form if they feel that you are a danger to yourself or others. And I want to add a note to this actually, because I remember when I was first going to therapy that I was really nervous about this, because I was thinking, well, you know, if I talk to my counselor and I tell her all this information that nobody, even my parents, knew, you know, she gets worried about me, like, is she gonna tell my mom that I'm thinking this and this and this and that I've done this and this and this? But therapists are very good at knowing when you're gonna harm yourself or others, and if you do end up harming yourself, they still don't really tell anybody unless it's really serious. And therapists are very in tune with themselves and with their clients, so just a little slip up with like self-harm or with alcohol or with bulimia or something, they're not just gonna suddenly rush to your parents or to your spouse or something like that. It's gonna have to be incredibly serious, and again, they know you quite well, better than you probably think that they do. And so opening up to them and telling them about any self-harm or suicide thoughts or anything like that shouldn't be a cause for concern for you. So some questions to expect from them would be, what's your job? Why are you seeking therapy? What's your family like? Do you have kids? Are you married? How long have you been married? How many kids do you have? Etc, etc. They might ask you about hobbies and what you enjoy doing in your spare time. They will also probably ask you what you expect to get from therapy and what the end outcome for you would look like. Some things to remember when it comes to therapy. One session doesn't mean that you're stuck with a therapist. So listen to your gut. If you feel like there's no bond with you and this therapist, or if you're just not comfortable in the surroundings in the room, or if the therapist ends up saying something that you really just don't agree with, it just really unnerved you and it just kind of made your insides twist all around, I would say find a different therapist. Continue your search until you find that one. And it can be daunting, it can be frustrating, it can be time consuming, but finding the right therapist is gold. Once you find the right therapist, everything just kind of falls into place and your healing can begin. And when your healing begins, life is just so much more pleasant. And don't forget that therapists are people too. So they are probably just as nervous as you on their first session. I remember, 16 and I went into counseling for the first time. I was incredibly nervous, and my therapist at the time seemed cool, calm, collected, and like she just wasn't nervous at all. But years down the road, as our relationship changed from client therapist to friend, I learned that she was actually indeed incredibly nervous. She said that she was so nervous that I didn't like her and that she wasn't helping me and that I just wanted to run out of there screaming, arms flailing, and I didn't get that from her at all. So it was very surprising to me to hear her say that, but it makes sense because she's human too, and I just don't want you to forget that therapists are people too. So if you have any questions about therapy or concerns or just comments in general, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to read them, I would love to comment, and I reply to every comment that I get. So in the meanwhile, don't forget to be kind to yourself, be positive, and peace out. See you tomorrow.